The truth about sacrificing for family happiness in 2025. Family has always been the cornerstone of human life. Across cultures and centuries, people have made sacrifices for the sake of their loved ones, sometimes willingly, sometimes with heavy hearts, but almost always with the hope of building happiness. In 2025, the question of sacrifice takes on new layers of complexity. With fast-paced living, rising financial demands, global crises, and the ever-present influence of technology, our choices for family happiness often carry more profound consequences. This essay explores the truth about sacrificing for family happiness in 2025, what it means, how it manifests when it becomes healthy and when it crosses into harmful territory. It also highlights how modern society can redefine sacrifice not as self-erasure, but as a balance between giving and preserving personal identity. 1. What does sacrifice for family mean today? Traditionally, sacrifice for family meant working long hours, providing financially, or putting personal dreams aside for the collective good. In many cultures, parents gave up education, hobbies, or careers to ensure their children had a better life. In 2025, however, sacrifice has evolved. Today, sacrifice may mean time trade-offs, working remote jobs but giving up rest to ensure presence with children, emotional energy, managing stress quietly to not burden family members, digital balance, disconnecting from endless screens to spend authentic time together, financial priorities, foregoing luxury and comfort for savings, investments, or children's education. Sacrifice in this era is less about physical hardship and more about emotional, mental, and relational investment. 2. The noble side of sacrifice. Sacrifices can be deeply rewarding when they are rooted in love and purpose. Parents who dedicate extra time to nurturing their children see the long-term benefit in stronger family bonds. Couples who compromise to support each other's careers build resilience in their marriage. Adult children who care for aging parents uphold a cycle of love and duty. The positive truths about sacrifice include strengthen trust. Family members feel secure knowing someone is willing to go the extra mile. Role modeling. Children learn empathy, patience, and responsibility through their parents' sacrifices. Deeper connection. Sacrifice fosters gratitude, appreciation, and stronger emotional ties. When sacrifice is intentional and balanced, it becomes a form of investment in long-term family happiness. 3. The hidden costs of sacrifice. Yet sacrifice is not always noble. In 2025, many people silently carry the weight of giving too much, leading to burnout, resentment, or even broken families. The danger lies in sacrificing without boundaries. Common hidden costs include loss of identity. A parent may give up all personal dreams only to feel empty when children grow up. Unspoken resentment. Sacrifices made without acknowledgement can cause bitterness. Generational pressure. Children may feel guilty or burdened by the sacrifices made for them. Emotional neglect. A spouse who overworks for the family may unintentionally neglect emotional presence. The truth is that sacrifice can become unhealthy if it is one-sided or demanded rather than freely given. 4. Family happiness versus individual happiness. A central paradox emerges. Can family happiness truly exist if individuals within the family are unhappy? In 2025, we understand better than ever that family well-being is interconnected. When a parent neglects self-care, the family may enjoy short-term gains but face long-term instability. When one partner always compromises, the balance of power may cause strain. When children grow up witnessing their parents' constant exhaustion, they may inherit the same cycle of self-neglect. Sacrifice should not mean erasing the self. Instead, it should be reframed as shared responsibility and balanced giving. 5. The cultural lens of sacrifice in 2025. Different cultures still shape how sacrifice is viewed. Eastern cultures often emphasize collectivism, where the good of the family unit outweighs personal preference. Children are expected to support parents, and parents willingly give up personal desires for their children. Western cultures emphasize individual fulfillment, sometimes questioning whether sacrifice is necessary if it compromises personal dreams. Hybrid families in 2025, multicultural or immigrant households, often struggle to balance these contrasting expectations. Globalization and migration mean that many families are navigating blended definitions of sacrifice, learning when to honor tradition and when to embrace modern autonomy. 6. Sacrifice in the age of technology. In 2025, technology adds new dimensions to sacrifice. Parents sacrifice their screen time discipline to monitor their children's digital behavior. Couples sacrifice privacy for constant connectivity, sometimes mistaking it for intimacy. Professionals sacrifice boundaries by working across time zones, always being on call for global jobs. Ironically, while technology was meant to create freedom, it often increases our sacrifices to preserve real-life family connections. Choosing to put away a phone during dinner may feel like a small sacrifice, but it is a crucial act of love. 7. Financial sacrifices and family stability. Money remains one of the most significant areas of sacrifice. In 2025, rising inflation, housing costs, and student debt create enormous financial pressures. Many families sacrifice vacations, dining out, or personal luxuries to save for long-term goals. But here lies a truth. Financial sacrifice should not always mean deprivation. Families who approach it strategically, budgeting, investing, and prioritizing experiences over material goods often find more happiness than those who give up everything. The lesson is not to sacrifice for appearances, but with intention, aligning financial choices with shared family values. 8. The role of communication in sacrifice. One of the greatest truths about sacrifice is that its value depends on communication. When spoken, acknowledged, and appreciated, sacrifices strengthen family happiness. When they are silent, assumed, or unreciprocated, they breed resentment. For example, a partner who sacrifices a career opportunity should be openly appreciated, not taken for granted. A child who sacrifices time to care for a parent should be acknowledged and supported. Families should discuss limits of sacrifice, ensuring no one feels invisible. Healthy sacrifice thrives in an atmosphere of gratitude and dialogue. 9. Redefining sacrifice's balance. The truth about sacrificing for family happiness in 2025 is that it should no longer mean self-denial. Instead, it must be redefined as balance. Sacrifice does not mean ignoring your dreams, but adjusting their timeline. Sacrifice does not mean endless giving. It means finding ways to receive joy in giving. Sacrifice does not mean choosing family over self, but choosing self for the family. A parent who exercises, rests, and pursues personal hobbies may seem less sacrificial, but they model sustainability for their family. 10. Case studies of sacrifice in 2025. Example 1. The remote worker parent. A mother working remotely in 2025 sacrifices career promotions to maintain flexibility at home. At first, she feels guilty. Later, she realizes that the happiness of being present for milestones outweighs the prestige she gave up. Example 2. The young couple. A couple delays buying a house to pay off student loans. Though it feels like a sacrifice compared to peers, the long-term relief of financial freedom gives them greater happiness. Example 3. The aging parent. An adult son sacrifices social life to care for his father. At times, he feels drained, but support networks and shared family involvement prevent resentment, transforming the sacrifice into an act of love rather than obligation. 11. The psychological side of sacrifice. Research in psychology shows that humans feel happiest when their sacrifices are voluntary, meaningful, and connected to personal values. Conversely, sacrifices made under pressure or without choice cause stress and unhappiness. Thus, the truth in 2025 is that families must shift from forced sacrifice to intentional sacrifice. Saying, "I choose to support my family because I love them," feels vastly different from, "I have no choice but to give everything up." 12. Practical ways to sacrifice without losing yourself. To keep sacrifice healthy, families in 2025 can 1. Set boundaries. Know when to say no to protect energy. 2. Rotate responsibilities. Avoid one-sided giving by sharing roles. 3. Celebrate small sacrifices. Acknowledge daily acts of love. 4. Align sacrifices with values. Give up what doesn't matter to preserve what does. 5. Invest in self-care. Remember that personal health sustains family happiness. Conclusion: the truth about sacrificing for family happiness in 2025. The ultimate truth is that when chosen wisely, sacrifice is an expression of love that strengthens families. But sacrifice without boundaries, communication, or balance becomes a hidden burden. In 2025, families must redefine sacrifice not as losing oneself for others, but as finding joy in giving without erasing the self. The path to happiness lies in balance, giving enough to nurture family bonds while preserving enough of the self to keep those bonds strong for years to come. When we embrace this modern understanding, sacrifice stops being a painful duty and becomes a meaningful expression of love, purpose, and shared joy.